Maggie Carles is a Cuban diva. Her Latino style conveys a heady nostalgia for the so-called good times in pre-revolutionary Cuba. Like most of her audience tonight, Carles fled Fidel Castro's communist regime. She left only a few years ago and brought her talent and her dreams just 150 kilometers north of her homeland, to Little Havana in Miami.
The culture's not lost. You carry it inside you. It's your roots. You pass it on to your children, and you take it with you wherever you go. I continue to be Cuban. This is the way I am when I cannot be in my own country while the present government is there.
For Maggie, life here has a distinctly Cuban rhythm. 51% of South Florida's population are Cuban exiles. Many of them don't speak English. Spanish is everywhere. In the overall U.S. melting pot, Cubans are a tiny minority, just 4% of America's Hispanic population, and less than 0.5% of the U.S. total. Yet they're a minority with phenomenal clout. Scores of organizations provide social assistance for Cuban exile families, whether it's camps and social activities in the summer or daycare for teenage mothers to allow them to stay in school. Cuban organizations take over empty classrooms and make sure these mothers get an education and a means to support their families. Special community effort is invested also in keeping troubled teens in schools with special courses. The same drive and energy that is channeled into the community is also channeled into Washington. Cuban political lobby groups effectively push their cause to keep Castro's Cuba isolated. When Ninoshka echoes that message in Miami and in Cuba, the White House pays attention. So does Pablo Reyes and his son. Pablo was one of Ninoshka's regular listeners in Cuba. Several years ago, he was a university lecturer in Havana. In 1991, he was jailed for political activism. After 5 years in prison, Reyes left for the United States. Now he works as a security guard. There are many Pablo Reyeses here. There's a sizable second and third generation of Cuban Americans whose parents had followed Reyes's route. Mothers and fathers who paid the price for their children's relatively comfortable lives in America. And so all these generations maintain the political pressure, especially at election time.